Welcome back to Gray Squadron Gaming, where we have another Legion 101 for you today. We thought it'd be good, based off all the comments, to do an episode really revolving around the droids, AI, the clones, their token sharing abilities and such. That way, newer players of these factions will have a good jumping on point, plus existing players will get a nice little refresh of what the AI changes are. So you're coming in our little mock battle here. We're going to say this is the start of round 2. We all moved on the board. I hit him with a laser cannon and did 3 damage to his crab, and he is now broken. And you'll see why that's important in a second. So we're going to go through it like we would normally. So he's going to go ahead and issue his orders out to his people for his round. I'll issue mine, and then we'll show you what's going to happen, how AI works, how it procs, answer all your questions. And if we don't answer a question, drop it in the comments, and we'll answer it there. Plus, you'll get entered into one of our giveaways, which we'll show now. Okay, he issued orders to his commander, directed and chained them around. The crab is unordered, and unfortunately, he went to his order stack and got his crab. So his crab's going to start us off. So there's 2 rules for AI. 1, do you have a face-up order token? If the crab had a face-up order token, that stops the train right there. You have no AI. So if this is what you look like, no AI. You don't have to worry about anything else in the step. You are AI free with the face-up order token. Now, if he didn't have the face-up order token, like he doesn't,
Like I just drew this one.
yeah, he just drew that one. So he didn't have this before he started his activation. So that means now he has to go through the next step. Well, he's a vehicle, and he's broken. Or he has taken half the wounds.
Yes, there are two AI vehicle situations. When the vehicle has a damage token and I have 3 wounds, I get damaged at 3. So I have a damage token. Or if a vehicle unit and half or more of the miniatures in it started with the game have been defeated.
Like if you have stabs that have 2 miniatures and one was destroyed, then you'd have to go to this next step as well.
Yes.
Which the next step is?
The next step is you have to perform your AI action if you don't reach those requirements. So this unit is equipped with the attack protocols. This vehicle has AI aim and precise 2. So at the start of its activation, it has to perform the aim action.
So that is its AI kicking in. Now, for the vehicles, and if you go into the Reddits or the Discord groups, the various ones, you'll see the majority of people are saying that it's actually a buff to the CS vehicles, not a hindrance. Because unlike a regular vehicle where if you're broken, you roll a dice and you have a chance, just like you do suppression, whether you're going to get 2 actions or 1. These guys are almost always going to get 2 because most of their AI actions they can do. And if they don't, then they'll just do 1. But most of them, like this is an aim. So he gets his aim. He has a nice long-range gun. He doesn't care because he probably was going to aim anyways. So next he would go ahead and attack me, is more than likely what's going to happen here. Right. And all he did was get an aim from the AI. So that's AI for vehicles.
But that brings us to another lovely keyword that we have. I have Kraken as my commander, and Kraken has the override keyword. The override keyword says now that if a unit within range 3 of Kraken would have to use AI, Kraken can take a suppression token as long as he is not already panicked. He can take a suppression token, and I don't have to use AI on this unit.
He can ignore it completely.
He can ignore it completely. So that is part of the buff in that now, if I needed to move and shoot, or if I needed to do something that wasn't the AI aim action that this unit is pinned to, I would be able to do that. So there are situations where you can get around AI with commanders that have override. Also, having the order token does also negate AI. So it does mean that CIS vehicles are a little bit stronger than their counterparts.
Yeah, so, and especially with droids, you get a couple things besides override. You also they have some of the best order control in the game, so they can chain their orders and they can help pass orders out, so they have a lot less issues getting orders. Of course, the more the game goes on and you kill some units and you break that chain, it can become problems later, but for the most part, it works like that. Now, we're going to touch on the next thing. Well, what happens if the droid troopers are suppressed? Let's fast forward in this round and show you what's going to take place. Okay, fast forward a little into the action. We've moved some troops up. I've lost a couple clones. I've gained some suppression on the various units. He's lost a couple B1s, gained some suppression on the various units as well. Wait a minute, your Aqua Droids have suppression?
I know. Aqua Droids have had a big change. They are now heavy droid troopers instead of vehicles. They no longer block line of sight, so that little trick has been taken away, which obviously was never really the intent canonically of what an Aqua Droid was doing. It wasn't supposed to block line of sight. They now have a suppression or a courage value, so their courage is now 2, and they are able to be engaged in melee, like any other normal trooper unit.
Yeah. They always were, right?
Yeah, but they were vehicles, so you could just get out of it and have no problem.
So they can be protected in an actual engagement versus just hitting with a melee weapon.
Yes.
So the other big thing is, just like all the other droid troopers, they're going to respond to suppression and to AI. So for this example, they have a courage of 2. So they have 2 suppression now, so they are suppressed.
Right.
And he has no order token, it looks like, at the moment.
I don't. I just pulled it.
He just pulled it out of his stack.
That was it.
So now he's going to go with them. And since he didn't have an order token...
Right. I would have to rally.
He's going to rally just like a normal trooper would to see if AI kicks in. Again, their override's always there if he wants it to be, but he could wipe it off naturally. And he does. He gets both off.
That's, accidentally, we took them both off.
So in that case, they would come off and he would do his 2 actions as normal. But for the case of the example, let's pretend Don rolled a True Don special of 2 blanks.
There we go. That's better.
Now, what would they do, Don?
So now their AI attack would kick in. So AI attack would kick in. I have to attack first. I have to pick a target within range and make my attack.
So this is a negative because if he wanted to stay there, he would want to aim and shoot. If he wants to move, it doesn't really matter if he attacks or moves first unless something's out of his range. But let's pretend like he wanted to aim and shoot. So instead of AI attacking first and going right to the attack phase, he could always override.
I could indeed override.
Give himself a suppression on Kraken, and then they could ignore AI and they could do their 2 moves. So they could then aim and shoot. But for the example of the video, I think it's a good idea to go to the dice box and show a little attack.
So one of the bigger hindrances to that is, say the situation looked a little bit more different. Say it looked like this. Now this unit can definitely see, but these guys, they can't. But AI attack is kicked in. That means that I have to attack with just these 2.
Yeah, not
because
optimal.
These guys cannot participate in the attack.
The back of the head is much taller than that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they cannot see, therefore they cannot attack.
So that's one of the downsides.
That's why there's a big downside to AI attack, because sometimes you've positioned a unit in a place where it can't see with all of its members. It's especially bad when you're heavy, that you paid so much points for, is too far away.
Or, let's say, another scenario why AI is so bad, if he didn't roll anything off, AI's kicking in, he needs a double move, he needs to ABS, he doesn't want to shoot with them, and the poise is over there. He can't make it in 1 move. So his AI would prevent him from being able to score this round unless override or something kicked in to help him. So those are some examples of why I'm bad. But to complete this little example, let's have the Aqua Droids shoot into the clones back here that have the Z6, since he's already down a clone. And they have a search token. Some friends have some tokens too, so we can show you how clone token sharing works with the AI. So first thing is going to happen, AI is kicking in. He has to attack. Then we'll come back and figure out what his second action. For this example, before he attacks, my clones have a surge on them. So obviously they have access to that. Clone troopers can share with any other clone trooper up to range 2, dodge, aims, or surges. Just 1 from 1 unit. So even if you have 4 units of clones around them, they all have tokens. When it's your turn to share a token, you can only get 1 from 1 of them. You can't get 1 from each of them. You can't get 1 type from each of them. Just 1 pure token sharing. So in this case, on the dice box, I always do it this way. This is what my unit has that he has access to. And then 1 clone unit has another surge token, and 1 clone unit has a dodge. So I can pick one of these 2 tokens to share. So he's going to shoot into my light cover clones. There's his dice. He has no aim or anything to modify the roll because he had AI kicking.
These are all blank. You got 2 then for your light cover.
Light cover, so looking for blocks only. I get 1, hey. So I have 3 left. I have crit and 1 hit to deal with. Now I can dodge 1 or leave it at 2 surges. So in this case, I think it'd be smarter to dodge 1 away, which means I have no more access to this because I already shared my 1 token. So that's going to go away back on that unit to use later. Now I'm rolling for 2. I have 2 red dice here. And I got block 1, take 1. And if I rolled this, for example, I would be able to spend their own surge because that's not sharing. That's on that unit, and I could convert that as well. So that's why clones have a very powerful ability. That's why they're costed higher. Most clone units don't have innate surging is because they can share tokens, and all your clone infantries have reliable ones. They always start with the surge token. And so if it helps you think of it as all clone troopers have exemplar to all other clone troopers. That's kind of how my brain works with it. You can share 1 token to a unit when they're attacking or defending, right? Negatives for the clone token sharing, well, is obviously if you bring Jedi or Wookiees, they don't get to token share. There's no exemplar because it's only with other clone troopers. That's why you get a lot of synergies of a lot of clone list for that. But yeah, that's the big kind of rule with the clones. That's what they do really well, and that's why you can hear things like token batteries. They're going to dodge and aim, all the ones move up, so they're kind of the battery for the rest of the army. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, fast forward a little bit to the next round, well, this clone unit did move up to this point to secure this POI. They still have one suppression. They still have their surge token. It goes to him.
All right, it goes to me. My unit's going to be Grievous here in a unit of Magna Guards. So
he did not have an order token to start, so
correct.
his AI would kick in normally.
Right. So I have 3 suppression tokens, so we'll roll our rally. We're only going to get 1 off, which is leaving us with 2. And our Magna Guard card shows us that we have 2 courage. So that would mean AI would kick in. Magna Guards have AI move or dodge, so I could do either of those actions.
Nice to have the options.
But Grievous in a unit removes AI. This unit loses AI and gains another heavy slot. So when a unit with AI loses AI, suppression no longer does anything to them.
Yeah,
except for panic.
The droid troopers don't lose an action from suppression. They just have their AI kick in. But if you lose AI, you don't lose an action and you don't have AI. So it's the best of both worlds, really.
Right. So you pay a premium for that 36 points of having General Grievous in your army. But now, at this point, when I want Grievous to score and to be able to do some damage, he can still do his double move with his charge right into these guys, bringing his Magna Guards with him. And we can go and see how much clones we can kill. All right, it's going to be a rainbow for General Grievous with Critical 1, Impact 1, and Pierce 1, and then 2 blacks for each of the other 2 Magna Guards. All of this surging to hit. It's not a great roll, unfortunately, but it would be 3 Pierce 1.
3 Pierce 1 on my clones. All I have is a surge token. All my other clones have no other tokens at range 2 to share, so that's all he has to flow with. We're going to block only 1, but he will pierce it. But I do have a surge token, so I'm actually going to block 2. So he'll pierce 1. And I'll end up with 1 left.
And that makes the unit survive the attack from Grievous and the Magna Guard.
Just the unit leader.
And still contest the point.
It is a big deal. One thing we forgot to comment on is that if the unit with AI keyword cannot make any of its listed actions, it makes 1 fewer actions during its move or make action steps. In other words, if it had AI attack and no one could attack, it would lose an action and only have 1 action. Now back to the video. Okay, with my clones getting hit, I'm going to go to another one of my upgraded units. And I really do enjoy the units that have upgrades on them, personally. I think they're really good. So Ahsoka Tano, to the clone infantry, she adds block, charge, and independent dodge. So she has her dodge with her because she did not have an order token. I forgot to bring it with her, but she has it. And that makes her really, really nice. She also has block. So when she spends her dodge, they have surge to block and charge. And she has a really good dice pool for a lot of the add-ons. Most of the people are like 3. Like Obi's only 3 dice, example.
I mean, even Grievous is only 3, and he's got 4 lightsabers.
Yeah, it's true. She only has 1, this Ahsoka, too. So what we're going to do, that comboed with our clone infantry card here, we're going to go ahead and activate them. They're going to take an aim for their first action because we have charge now, thanks to Ahsoka. We are within 1 speed 2 move there, so we'll just move right into him and see if we can help liberate our little clone buddy from being chopped up. So her and the Ahsoka unit will come in here, engage like you're supposed to, cohering everybody against the enemy as many as you can. And we'll go to the dice box and see if she can get revenge on them or not. So again, Ahsoka's adding 2 white, 2 black with critical 1, pierce 1, impact won't matter for this. And then gives her the charge, that's how she's able to do this attack. And they're going to add 1 black each, and there's 4 of them. So it's going to be 6 blacks, 2 whites going into the lovely Grievous. Grievous, does he make them immune pierce? I don't think he does, right?
He is immune to melee pierce.
Oh, he is. Okay. So yeah, so the pierce won't matter here either. Okay, so let's see what we get.
Oh, I'm sorry. He is not immune.
He is not. I thought it was just Obi so far.
Yeah, it's just Obi.
He goes on ARFs only.
Man, we've been rolling hot fire
Very
tonight
hot
in our demo here.
Okay, so they have an aim on them, so we're going to spend her aim first. It's going to roll 2 black dice. So get 1 more only. And then they still have a search token on them, or an aim on
that they can borrow
Captain Rex. So we're going to spend Captain Rex's aim, because he moved up and he doesn't need it. So we're going to use it. We got a surge token, which we do have critical 1 on Ahsoka, so we don't even need to use our own surge. We'll just use her. So that's going to be the dice pool there. It's going to be a total of 5 into the Grievous unit, which, the Magna Guards are immune melee pierce, aren't
The
they?
Magna Guards are immune.
I knew something was.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
it's no
right.
pierce.
That's right.
Grievous doesn't need to add it when the unit
But
has
it's
it.
okay, because he still loses another Magna Guard.
Just 1 Magna Guard. Good solid rolls. Another Magna goes down, and now we're going to have 2 named heroes, if you will, fighting inside units, which I think is one of the cooler things they added to the game recently.
It is really cool, because it lets you bring a lot of the things you spend a lot of time painting.
It does.
A lot of the visuals of this game revolve around having your cool unit leaders out there doing cool unit leader stuff.
Yep.
And now you can bring all of them.
It's true. It's very true. So that is the big thing with clones, is just their token sharing ability. They're a lot easier to understand than droids. Droids, on top of having the new AI keywords that hit and the new trooper type of heavy droid troopers, right, which is a brand new type of unit. Some other things happen to them as well. In this example, there is none, but if there was a droideka, one of the new things with them is that they can now they now have a melee weapon.
Yes, their weapon
is
now
melee to 2
3.
or to 3. Yeah.
Yes.
So now they can get into
and
engagement.
they also lost fixed front.
They lost fixed front. So yeah, they can just pivot on a heel and just shoot you or punch you. If they're about to die, they only have 1 mini left, and they need to double move to score. They can double move and base an enemy unit, so you can't shoot them.
Yeah, that is one of the
or
big
wheel mode into an enemy unit.
That is one of the big improvements. Is now that because vehicles could engage before, but they could still be shot at when they were engaged. Now they're no longer vehicles, so now you can hide a unit of Aqua Droids, or you can hide a unit of BX Droidekas in a melee with a unit that's already gone, and they won't be able to get out of it.
The other thing I want to show off too is on clear your order tokens right now. Let's do this live. Let's say he plays. Let's make it a really easy one. You play ambush. That's all you're playing with the leader you have right now. Okay. How many order tokens can you get out if they're configured this close with just ambush? And explain it as you're doing it.
So with just ambush, I can start. I'm gonna do a quick measure here. Droids can coordinate at range 1, so we're gonna pretend like I coordinated correctly and didn't just move these all sloppily. So my unit leader can hand out order tokens to anybody on the board. So I would issue an order to my B1s. My B1s have the coordinate droid trooper. So I can coordinate now. So this is the only order the card has given me, is this one. I can now coordinate to a droid trooper. So I pick the other unit of B1s, who also have coordinate droid trooper. That means now that I can end this coordination chain on either my droid trooper Kraken commander, my droid trooper B2s, or my droid trooper Aqua Droids.
Yeah, that's another buff for them.
That is another buff.
So they are no longer vehicles, they're droid troopers.
Yes, they are heavy droid troopers, but they are still droid troopers. So that keyword would still tag in. So that with one order now, I can have handed out all 3 of these orders with just that one order. And that's not even including most of the other commanders that have direct or something that can
entourage or any of the other nonsense. Yeah. So that was ambush for one order, and he got 3 out of it.
3 tokens out of it. Yeah.
And if you had another B1, you could get 4, etc.
Yes.
So there's ways you can chain them pretty easy. Clones don't have that unless you bring a 5s or something.
Not many other factions have as good of an order control possibility as the droids.
And one of the reasons they did is because when the droid faction was originally running, AI was a lot more hindersome than it was in 2.6, and even more so than it is now with the new update. So that's a look about droids, how they work. I know people were asking also for some 101s and some list building. We'll do that one in the next 101. We'll take some time and show you some different archetypes for each of the main factions, talking about what they do good and bad. I'm not saying with the list we're showing you are going to be the best list in the world and they're going to win every tournament, but we'll give you ideas of what to take and how to form your droids. I think arguably right now have the most kind of options in the archetypes landscape.
Yeah, I was talking about that because we have some people coming in for the cup soon here, and people who haven't played since 2.6 change. So one of our droid players, doesn't know where to build. So I'm like, let me help you build a list for droids. And as you go through, you're like, man, I have so many toys that I want to play with that I can't fit them all on a list.
Yep.
And it becomes very challenging to decide what you want to bring and how you want to bring them.
Yeah, so I hope that helped a little bit with the new AI update, the new droids, some of the new unit upgrades like Grievous, how clone token sharing works, etc. Obviously, Panic has not changed for the droid troopers, so if the Aquas had 4 tokens on them and they have no Courage 3 or higher commander nearby, they'd be panicked unless they rallied some off. So you wouldn't really have to worry about AI if you're panicked because you're just going to be panicked.
Right.
So that hasn't changed. If you're interested, I showed you the giveaway at the beginning of the video. Make sure you comment down below. I don't know, comment something about AI for the double entries into all the world's goodies giveaway. And also, as a fun fact, I built 1B1 in my time in this game, and he's right there. That's the 1B1 unit I've ever built because I wanted to see how hard it was, because when they first came out, everyone was complaining how hard they were. And then I just broke up his arm and said, you know what? He fits really good in between this foot. So I thought it looked cool. That's my only B1. That's our fun fact of the day. Also, we get a lot of questions about our order tokens. If you're interested in order tokens, we do have some sets left. At the time of filming this, we have about only 15 of the 100-ish we ordered. So just get in our Discord and DM me if you'd like a set to order from us, and we'll be happy to do that. We do ship anywhere in the States. If you're overseas, we can ship to you, just it's going to be a little bit more money because you're going to pay the shipping. With that, thank you guys so much for watching this 101. We'll see you in the next one.